everyone, welcome back to the Coach Shelf. You are joining me on a bright sunny day in Brussels. Yes, we are coming towards the end of summer. Very happy actually. As much as I love summer every year, I think this year it had a dryness. And anyway, I'm really glad we're going towards autumn equinox on the 21st of this month, 21st, 22nd, depending where you are in the world, also known as Mabon. I am so looking forward towards the change of season. But without further ado, I want to jump straight into this video. Now, this is a bit of an impromptu video because I'm going to label it midweek pop-up, but it was quite impromptu. I was sitting at my desk, 1st of September. I opened a deck that I've been wanting to work with and wanting to go through for a long time. I bought it already, I think sometime end of July, something like that. And anyway, I said to myself, I'll save it for the 1st of September. I opened it just now, and as you can guess from the title, I had some very, very strong first impressions. So I thought, switch on the camera, let's just get the first impressions in, because sometimes there's something about that freshness which I think can be quite interesting. So without further ado, I'm going to be talking about the Urban Crow Oracle by mjcullinane. As you all know, I am a huge fan of the Crow Oracle. It's the Crow Tarot. It's still one of my favorite tarot decks. So even though, you know, when I first got it, I had such a strong impression, a few years later, it still is one of my favorite tarot decks. And so I'm just going to move my head slightly out of the way so you can see here. We have the Crow, Guardians of the Night, and the Foraxa, all tarot. This month, there's going to be a special focus. So stay tuned for that. Bit of a spoiler, but at the end of the month, you'll see it. But there's going to be a bit of a special. But I wanted to talk about my first impressions of this Oracle deck because I bought it. Now, I knew about this Oracle deck back in 2020, whenever the indie was produced. And, you know, given the fact that shipping and then the extra taxes and extra, yeah, I was just like, okay. And I got the feeling it's going to go mass market, and it did. So I'm really, really grateful for that. This you can pick up, mine is a mass market copy from Hay House. You can get it for approximately about 20 euros from Amazon and Book Depository, or your local shop. And yeah, this is the Hay House copy. Now, I do know that the indie version, I don't know how many cards that also has an expansion pack. So I haven't done enough investigation on that, but you might be interested, especially if you're in the US, to get the indie with the expansion pack if it's something more that you crave. I don't know. So just to bear that in mind. And before I go further into this, sorry, it's a bit of a long intro. FYI, the Grimalkin is going mass market. I've seen the release date for April. So just like, I think it's going, yeah, I kind of like saw it and then I didn't do a double check, but I'm pretty sure it's going mass market. So if you are interested in the Grimalkin and you don't want to get the indie version, don't want to pay those kind of prices, or, you know, especially if you're living in Europe with the taxes and shipping, you might want to wait. So there you go. So a bit of a spoiler there as well. But let's get into the Urban Crow Oracle because I had some very strong first impressions. Okay, so standard Hay House box. Just about to get open. This is the inside of the box, which I thought was quite pretty. The other side of the inside is quite blank and bland. And I'm gonna, first impressions, right? Just right off the bat, Hay House quality leaves something to be desired at this moment. I'm just gonna say that. I think that they really dropped in quality, Hay House. I don't know what they've done. They've changed manufacturers, they've changed production teams, development teams. I don't know what it is. They want to save money and make more money basically. But I really, when I saw that, how blank that is, and then I saw the inside of that box, I don't know if it's coming out well on this camera, but I mean these days I've seen Hay House produce their own decks better quality than this. So I'm like, what happened? Like, what happened to your production? But there you go. This deck does come with an indie, with its own guidebook. So I'm going to go into that in a moment. So it comes with a little guidebook. Also, just as an FYI, I think somebody else had asked this as well. There's a separate guidebook that you can get from Amazon. I understand that actually they're the same. They basically have pretty much the same information. So again, you know, be cautious before going and then buying the additional guidebook, thinking that you're going to get a lot more. But again, you might want to check that. But my impression has been that it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, so let's get into the cards, because that's why you're here, right? So we're 5 minutes in. Let's get into the cards. These are the backs, which I think is just beautiful. This is a borderless deck, well, nearly borderless, which I'm so grateful for. Okay, so flip it around, and there we go. Now, the first thing that struck me when I opened it, and that's why I wanted to just talk about it, was the titles are pretty huge. And I've seen that also with Guardians of the Night. And what annoys me slightly is that the artwork is so beautiful. You know, they could have just reduced that font a bit more, pared it down a bit more, because it's the artwork that's gorgeous, right? That's what I'm here for, not the font, you know, not some huge lettering. So yeah, that's been a bit of an irk, but okay, we can go past that. So let's talk about the cards, because the cards are gorgeous. Let's just go through the deck. Okay, sorry, just jog that there. There you go. So as you can see, we've got quite a range. It's 54 cards. So here it is. So this is abundance, anomaly, anticipation. I can't read backwards. Anticipation. I love her settings. I love the way mjcullinane does these beautiful settings. Balance. I love the swirls in her artwork. That's why I fell in love with the Crow Tarot when I first saw it. Battle. There's something about her being able to capture Bond. She's able to capture magic in the urbanism. So that's caching, which I thought was so cool, you know. There you go. She can really capture that magic in our cityscapes. Commitment. You see a little, like a wreath forming, right? That's what it is, like a wreath. Communication. Oh, wow. Community. Look at those roots coming through very strong. Curiosity. On purpose, I had never gone through the indie because I knew my heart of hearts that there'd be a sinking feeling that I couldn't afford it when it was at indie stage. So that's why I was like, don't look at it too much. Now, this is what annoys me. This huge border chopping into that exquisite artwork of the rug. This just, yeah. Anyway, direction. I think one of my favorite ones is coming up soon. So this says displacement. And look at all that snow and that car. That's why I just, yeah, again, the urbanism is just amazing. She really captures the mood quite well. Distance. Distraction. Dominance, one of my favorite cards here. Wow. Exposed. You can see the vulnerability there. I don't know if that's a hawk or I don't know what that is. A falcon. You can see the vulnerability. Fear on a scarecrow. Freedom. Ghosts. Oh. Gifts. I love this one. I love this kind of like this collection going on here. Grief. Growth. Still got the poppies. Illusion. I love this. Love this. Who am I really screaming at? Who am I getting angry with? Influence. I loved this one. I just thought the first thing that came to my head was debauchery when I saw this. That's why I wanted to do this video. I was like, I have to capture these first impressions. Debauchery. You've got the bottle there. You've got the cigarettes. You've got the bin with the trash. You know, probably junk food. I don't know, like, you know, looks like blood spilled. I mean, just the whole thing, or wine spilled. But yeah, it's just, yeah, I just love it. Influence. Insights. Insight. Isolation. I love this one. I'm a real Five of Pentacles girl. Really love Five. I'm Five of Cups actually, so there you go. I'm born under Five of Cups, so there you go. Luck. Look at that. Look at that. It's like fish raining down, right? Fish raining down. Memory. You know, I can picture have that feeling and emotion when I see these. Mimicry, love this one. And that Alsatian looks so confused and so disturbed. Mischief, love that. Attacking the Grimalkin. Nature. Night. Observation. Ah, love that. What does that say? Perspective. Very Hanged Man. Play. Very Three of Cups there. But I like it because the Three of Cups is always looking very joyful, but you know, you've got these, you know, this, it's very feminine and energy, and here it's much more darker and moodier play kind of thing, I think. Preparation. Protection. Release. That's why I loved it. You see, now they're letting go. So I wanted to go back and show this. And that's why I just really like the deck so much. Because it is I think it's clever. But that's just me. There you go. Where is it? Ah, there it is. I'm trying to keep them in order right now. Okay, so this was grief. And there we get release. Yeah, I love how MJ does the story of the crow, you know, the personal story of the crow. Resistance. Yeah, I really, really love this card as well. You know, fighting against that wind. Risk. Routine. I loved this. Yes, I remember when I saw this. Yes, first impressions again. So here we have them, you know, flying out to the city and then them going back home kind of thing. Dawn, dusk. Do we have two there? That's gone. No. Sacred space. How beautiful. So they built, through commitment, they built the nest right at the beginning there. And now we have, you know, welcoming in the family. Scavenge. Love it. Self-interest. Soar. Survival. I like this. Yeah. Teamwork. I'm trying to see what they're doing here. I need to go back to this one. Territory. Trickery. Very Seven of Swords here. Upheaval. Warning. Waterproof. Like that. And this is what I love the last one as well. Wrath. Okay, so let's randomly pick a card, and then that way we can okay, so I randomly just picked up gifts. So that's the one we're going to be reading for. So that's number 21. Now let me go to the guidebook here. So yes, the guidebook is numbered, so you don't need to, it's not just alphabetized. Okay, gifts. And actually you'll get maximum 1 page of a reading, which I think is enough. It's enough for me anyway. Okay, when I would discover a foreign object on my apartment balcony, my heart would sing. One time my gift arrived in the form of a bright green cap, and another time it was a very long stick. Crows express gratitude and appreciation when they feel a connection with a human. Gifts ask that you take a moment to recognize a connection and make someone's day by dropping off a gift. Gifts come in all shapes and sizes. Not everything needs to be shiny or valuable. Sometimes a gift is simply a smile or someone holding the door for you. Gifts during a reading may appear as a reminder to be grateful for all the good things that happen during your situation. Just like crows dropping off a bottle cap as a loving gesture, the universe sends us gifts every day. All it wants in return is to know all it wants in return is to know that they are appreciated. Imagine if you gave someone a gift and they didn't acknowledge it. You might think twice before giving them another. Now think about when you give someone a gift and they appreciate it and they're appreciative. It makes you want to give them another one. The universe is just like that. Gifts is simply a reminder to say thank you so that the universe will continue sending you more. Very well done. Very nicely done. Yeah, I'm really, really happy that I got this deck. Do I think it's better to have the indie version? No, that was just been on my mind. I don't know. If I was in the US, I still might be tempted to order the indie, depending on what I was getting. Obviously, I'd have to do proper homework and research. The reason being is that this is the new Hay House cardstock. It's quite thin. It's not that, I bought, a few years ago, I bought Super Attractor, right? The Gabby Bernstein affirmation deck. And just right off the bat, and also I bought this when it was quite new. I got it very, very, very affordably. But just right off the bat, when I touch the cards, there's such a difference. This is such beautiful matte quality. This is mystical shaman quality. This is angels and ancestors oracle card quality. And then you get this and the card is already warped. This is warped. That's just not good. I've just opened it an hour ago and it arrived like that. Okay. I'm really, I know there's been lots of videos done on cardstock and core and all of that, but I'm just talking as a consumer that where are they going with these cards? Because it's just really annoying that beautiful artwork ends up on cardstock, and they've produced really great cardstock, which is the surprising thing. So there's immediately this feeling of like, well, it's gone downhill, and they are quite, decks right now are at 20 euros, which I think is quite a lot of money for an oracle or a tarot deck. I think I get used to it because I pay that kind of money, but it is when you take a step back and look at the price of books and so forth, there is this kind of like, this is quite expensive actually. So I just want to say that that's the one thing that just left me a bit not feeling great, and and the fact that no attention was spared to the bottom of that box. And I'm like, really? The year 2022, a major publishing company, and you couldn't come up with anything but that? And the fact that the card's it's not even well made. So yeah, so that's just like my first impressions. The actual deck itself, in terms of the artwork, MJ Cullinane's talent, the guidebook, I've got no fault there, So I am looking forward to adding more MJ Cullinane decks to my I love that card, to my collection. I just think that she's an amazing artist. I do like her work, and I think this is going to go very, very well with her other decks, some of the other decks that I have. So anyway, I'm going to stop there. Those are my first impressions. I think I'm choking on something here. But those are my first impressions. Thank you for joining me today. I think I've already got another video in the pipeline, so you might see another one pop up very soon, like aka in the next few hours. But I opened this and I just wanted to share about it. So glad I have it. No regrets there. So, I think this is a great one to add to your collection. I will be speaking to you again very, very soon. Take care now. Bye.